Reboot Society, der Podcast über künstliche Intelligenz, Diversität und die neue Weltordnung mit Sarah Rojewski und Eken Paland.
Hi Liz, thanks for taking the time here on your brief trip in Germany, and welcome
here.
Welcome on Reboot Society. And we will explain our audience how the AI mode is going to work. So we will deep dive right into the core of the topic. And the first question that we had is, what do you think how the AI mode will change the way people will make decisions and form opinions even? Because every question maybe also starts on an opinion or an idea. Do you think that it's going to change in their everyday life?
I think what we'll see is that people ask a lot more questions and they dive into topics more. One of the things we see with search over the years is that people have a lot of questions that they never ask. They're in their head, they think about it, but they won't pick up their phone because the view is it's just too much work. And so when you see AI mode, it makes it easier to ask these harder questions. It allows you to ask follow-ups like a human to do. And so when you take the work out of search, then people just ask more questions. If you think about a 3-year-old, they ask lots and lots of why questions, right? And they love asking these questions because they assume that you know the answer to everything, and also they have infinite time. We don't as adults, and so we think with AI mode, you unlock more of that curiosity because it's just so easy to ask a question and dig in deep. We also see with AI mode that we surface a wider variety of websites. Because people are asking those deeper questions, you're not just getting the same 5 pages because everybody is narrowing their question to the most basic. They ask richer ones. They ask with their additional personal constraints or ideas. And we think that's a real opportunity to grow.
Interesting.
And regarding those websites, that's a really interesting point, because if we're looking ahead, right, people are putting information on the internet because they want people to visit the websites. But if AI mode just leads them into the Google AI mode research window, maybe people might stop creating their own websites. Is that something you're worrying about? And if so, how is maybe AI stepping in to solve an information problem that might occur?
Yeah, so we care about the web more than any other company, right? We really want it to thrive on this. And so we've really designed AI mode with thinking about how do we really surface great web content. So we have links in a variety of places. We're constantly running new experiments with different ways to surface. What we do see is that what people want to do is they want to take the next step with the web. So they're using AI mode to sort of get them started, oriented, and then they get intrigued by something, or now they're ready to buy, or now they know which products and they want to read the reviews on them. And so they'll take the next step. And so what we see is that the content that really thrives is content that's sort of rich. It brings your unique expertise. It brings your experience. It brings that creator side, that sort of learn much more about a topic, not just get sort of the basics. That's the content that we think really thrives in that. And we really want to encourage that content and allow it to surface. I think that sense of human connection is really important. And I don't think people want like either an AI response or to hear from humans. They want both. They want their fashion advice, not just from an AI bot. They want to hear from other creators and influencers they respect. I have 3 kids. It's useful to get some information when I'm traveling, but I also want to hear from like other moms that have actually taken ones. It's like, it's theoretically possible to take the stroller, but like not really. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that type of interesting insight and that connection to human presence and human perspective, I think is something we want to continue to nourish and something we really think about every day with AI mode.
Thank you. I think that beautifully gets to our next question. Your
Which I do not know.
Your prediction model worked perfectly fine. So, because we were thinking, like, how can we ensure that even with a very strong AI mode, and maybe even people like slowly switching, how can we still strengthen human autonomy and critical thinking rather just like replacing all? Because you explained very well, like how the reasoning model is thinking through certain steps that we don't have to do anymore. Like, how can we combine human intelligence and then the AI mode together?
Yeah, so I think of from that perspective, AI mode is a tool, and so that you can take the work out of like the grunge work part, where like you had to put some work thinking, but like not for real value, and use that to actually enable you to spend your time on thinking in new ways, right? Can you learn about a topic that previously would have felt too daunting, but now you want to learn about that, and so you can think critically about that and dive in. You want to learn more about AI, or you want to learn more about fashion today, or whatever else. And so I hope that these tools allow people to just learn more and more. I think if you think about the internet in a different way, people are like, oh my gosh, people aren't going to read books anymore. Well, first of all, people still read books. But I think people explore their passions, their interests. Their ability to learn about the world has been much higher. And so I want to make AI mode such that it unlocks more of that ability to learn, and you feel empowered to do it. Not that you never need to do it, but you don't need to do it when it's not a good use of your time, but you can absolutely do it to grow yourself.
Love it.
Yeah, and one last question. How is it reshaping the shopping experience on the web?
So we're early, I think, on how we build shopping with an AI mode and have a lot of work ahead. We recently launched in the US visual AI mode that allows you to see a set of products there. But I think it's actually a really exciting place to do it. Oftentimes when you're shopping, you sort of either had this choice of like, look at just a bunch of images of products, or you could use sort of filters and drop downs because you had a price limit or you needed a certain color. And with AI, you can actually express all of that. You can be like, okay, I want red shoes, less than $150. Buy a brand that is eco-conscious and women-owned or something like that, right? So that ability to express more of what you want when you're shopping. I think that ability to do research more easily and figure out, here's the question you want to ask, and you don't know which blog might go in deep. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity on these questions. People love shopping. We want to enable that continued shopping. But it can also feel like a bunch of work and frustrating. And how do we take the frustrating part out and really make shopping delightful for everyone?
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you both.